Listen, I have an idea.
It's how I feel when you make lemonade. Whatever today has given you. 511 headaches, still call it Thanksgiving. True.
Welcome to another edition of the Super Duper Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Griggs, here with the super producer, Ez McMahon.
Yes. What's going on, Rob? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, clearly it's hat day on the pod. Shout out to the Southside DNA hat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for checking out the Super Duper Pod. We do not take your listens lightly. Make sure you follow us on all socials. What up, Sarah? At Super Duper Pod, SUPADUPAPOD. And also follow us on YouTube at HP53 Productions. We got a lot of great content there. You'll see Ez's face on not just this pod, but also with the Easy Smoke and GM podcast there. So make sure you check us out. Also check us out online at HP53productions.com for our merch and additional content such as the Father Good podcast. And our own Ez McMahon with the Easy Smoke.
I saw that. I saw
that.
that.
And our own Ez McMahon with the easiest. Hold on. We got to get them back on the pod or something. This is at least let people know what that pod was about. And I know we've talked about it. I feel like if people see them, they might go back to the episodes, give it a run or two. I mean,
they're both busy guys, man. That's what it is. It was very easy during the COVID years to, you're sitting at home doing nothing. So let's do a podcast. And I think they've got back to normal business now. So
man, it's sidebar if we get the rest of church announcements. It's like when you think about the pandemic 5 years ago this time, you were like trying to figure out how to knit a sweater or like build a computer because it was like you had all this time now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like now I got less time. I don't know about you, Ed. I feel like I got less time to get anything done. I was just talking to somebody about that. Just how like every day feels like I'm so behind. But when 5 years ago, it's like I got all the time in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how fast that just changed. We got more technologies. We got Signal.
We definitely have Signal.
Yeah, everybody got Signal. Man, I'm kind of still getting past the Signal. Hey, listen, shout out to Signal. They getting the best advertising. They're like,
I honestly never heard of Signal until
never heard one
till earlier this
Signal.
week.
Now I've heard of I heard of Telegram. Have you ever heard of Telegram?
No. Well, I know what a regular telegram is. You go to the Western Union and
the app. Thanks, Az. App Telegram.
Right. Oh.
It was like it would.
That's an original name.
Your message, the message would explode like after not explode, but it would delete.
Mission Impossible? What the?
It would delete after like you could sound like 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds. Like
this message will self-destruct.
After you would read the message, it would then delete. Like after 5 cents, so it was literally like a.
There are some reasons you would need that.
Mm-hmm,
and is there any record of it?
No record of it. It's like it never happened. You can send photos, everything. Yeah, you just have to set it up a certain way. But I think Signal was something very similar, where it was like a very end-to-end encryption type of app.
Well, those guys are in some deep trouble with that Signal.
Hey man, listen. I guess if you want to know more about the government, get on Signal.
Get on,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? You might just get like.
Finally, not to get too political here early, but honestly, why not just own up to it? Hey, we messed up.
As I'm gonna tell you this,
we messed up.
There are times.
There's no reason that this journalist, Mr. Goldberg, should have been on there. We messed up. We won't do it again. And that's it.
As you and I were just on the text thread that somebody invited us to a birthday party. And there were numbers I didn't know. So I didn't even say nothing in the thread. You understand me? So and I know, you know what I'm saying? I knew most of the people, they were still like, I don't know who that number is. I guess what I'm saying, nothing. and so you on Signal talking about some stuff, and you're like, who is this 2-1?
What's this number? I don't know.
Let's keep it pushing. I mean, I'm sure this person's supposed to be on it. Imagine you at the crib eating some oatmeal and your phone, people like, who's this texting me? Like, y'all trying to do what? Where? What? You know what I'm saying? Like, and listen, it got to the right person because it could have been somebody like on Instagram Live, like you would not believe what I'm saying.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, that person would have been in a ditch. But I mean, all jokes aside, like, I mean, and this has been beat to death because I'm sure it's been on every. I went to visit my folks. My folks had a new pundits. My parents. I mean, shout out to my parents.
Yes.
I walk in the house. The first thing I want is, can you believe what Trump did, man? I know. I know. They give me the rundown every day. Shout out to GNN over there. But yeah, man, that was all that was on TV the whole day. We talked about that all night, family night, right? But it's like Signal is definitely getting like a lot of pub. I mean, I looked at it. I was like, I don't need no more apps on my phone. But it's like that's something because apparently WhatsApp has some issues being hacked because WhatsApp used to be a very secure thing. People use WhatsApp more for international travel than anything else.
Right.
But apparently it was hackable and Signal and like Telegram or these other options outside of WhatsApp that was more encrypted and didn't allow, more private conversations. Enough so that you could put like war-related stuff on there. I mean, look, I don't know about you. Even in my job, dog, I don't even say certain. I don't send stuff to myself. You see what I'm saying? Like
no,
to the personal email. It's like no. I will never be in a situation. Just won't do it.
Just stupid.
That's all we got, man.
But please stop blaming the guy that didn't ask to be put on there.
What's wild is when they're like, what about Hillary, bro? She had the crib.
Shut up.
She like, man, y'all serious right now?
I don't want to hear nothing else about Hillary. I don't want to hear about Biden. Obama. I don't want to hear about Biden. It's over.
It's all y'all.
It's on you. This is your administration now.
Yeah, you've unraveled everything. You told everything. This is your thing.
Yeah.
And a side note for everybody as you listen. So I got chipmunks at home because they're on spring break. So if you hear some random vocoder music or YouTube or random screams, I'm fine. I'm okay. It's like I'm gonna keep recording. You know what I'm saying? Just don't worry. Don't do a check in.
They up late tonight, man?
Yeah, well, it's spring break, man. They 13. We had a fun day actually.
Oh, they are 13. That's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't just send them to bed because I think the other day I was like, hey, you ready? Well, it was like, Dad, it's spring break, and I was like, I guess you're right. Some funny story though. So getting suits for Easter today. And that's the Black culture tradition. Everybody gotta look fresh on Easter. Hold on a second. Hey boys, I'm recording the podcast. Thank you. See, parenting in full mode. So go to Sarah. Go ahead, clip that. But went to Chase and Aiden have just shot up, right? I mean, just gotten taller and bigger, longer.
Yeah, they're growing like weeds now.
Crazy. So Chase he has a couple of size 14 suits in the closet. I keep wanting to say refrigerator in the closet, and I was like, okay, he'll fit those.
Wait, what size?
Size 14. So that's youth size. Youth size.
Oh, I don't think I got to. I went from like
you went from birth to
I went from like husky to men's like, large.
Dude, I remember. I don't know if you remember this, man. Me and you and she shout out to the boss, man. We went to the K&G, and I got some pants, and I think my waist size was like at the time was 29. You were like, y'all like 29. This is a little dude, right? I was like, yeah. I mean, my man.
Yeah, I was wearing a 29 at like 8.
Dang, man. You just like, mama, more. So we get, man. So again, I'm thinking, all right, he gonna fit this size, cool. I get 8 and 16, go to the tailor because now I get the suits tailored, right? Because it's like,
they got to get the right fit.
Yeah.
Right. I got you.
No, we ain't do that no more. Yeah. Man, Chase put on a suit, and I was like, bruh, his whole wrist just showing. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, we're not doing this NBA player look. And so then I had Aiden put on his 16. And he could barely button it up. And I was like, oh, God, we got to go back.
You got to go men's sizes.
Bruh, I had to go like jump up some sizes. And I mean, I used to buy 2 suits every year. Now I got to buy one because, I mean, I look and they right here. The conversations used to be like, little. Now it's like, all right, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be doing this soon. look at me like that again, I knock you out.
So 13 is what, 8th or 8th grade?
Maybe 8th grade next fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, with sophomore year, I shot up 7 inches in 1 year.
Man.
So get ready for that.
But I'm gonna tell you, man, you can't get ready for that. They going to school in shorts that day. I don't care if it's winter.
I'll definitely bet. I went to Catholic school, so we had to wear, slacks, khakis, and button-up shirts, and my clothes fit. Before the holiday break, clothes fit fine, so didn't touch them for the 3-week break, however long it was. I go to put those same clothes on 3 weeks later, man, and my pants was 2 inches high.
Look like the Incredible Hulk.
Oh man, it was bad. I was like, and didn't really notice until I stepped out of the car.
Oh my goodness! He was
to
like,
go to school, and I'm looking. I was like, oh my God,
I'm about to get cooked
I
today.
got roasted. I'll never forget that.
They cooked
man.
you, dog. They cooked you for real.
God, I can't get that out of my mind.
So you that was that night. You was like, Mama, no,
I gotta
go to this because I
can't go through this again.
Dude, that happened to a dude. I don't want to say his name because that's my guy. But man, he got like a bad haircut one day, and it's just like we have phones, so it just spread to the school. So he got a bad haircut. People skip their lunch break just to look at him. To look at his haircut. Like,
what you gonna do? There's no comeback for it, man. Because it's like, because look at you.
And I think the story was his cousin was cutting his hair, and he looked at how bad he messed up, and just left, like he dropped the clippers, and walked out. And he was like, "Hey!" And it was a Monday, so it's like start of the week, bro. Nothing you can do. It's like you done for. You got to go to school. Like, listen, I done made some. I took it all off. I don't know, man. That because it was that bad, bro. But so now like with these boys. Oh no, I was gonna tell you this. When I was younger, I remember I wore 7.5. And my mother was always big about like, okay, let's go get you some shoes. Thinking, because I used to wear shoes with like till they had a hole in them. I was just out running them. And my mother would just be like, dude, as a parent, I understand why she was so mad. Because it was like, dude, if somebody see what is holding shit, they think I'm not a good parent. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about you. It's about me. Okay. I am a fantastic parent. Please tell me there's a hole in your shoe. So she's like, I go to Sherman. Shout out to Sherman. Got there. Then my man brought 7.5. He was like, oh, that's not fitting. Okay. Brought another shoe, like 8. He's like, oh, that ain't fitting. He's like, let's measure your foot. I was at 10.5. And she went,
you went from a 7.5 to a 10.5?
Just like, I mean, bop. And she went,
wow.
What? And she was like, why did you tell me? I said, Mama, the shoes got holes in them. I just throw them out. I get right to it. She's like, Robbie. I'm like, Mama, I had no. So I'm expecting that to happen. I mean, like,
oh man,
yeah, Aiden jumped from a 6 to like 6 to an 8 to a 10.5. He's 10.5 now.
I remember playing bitty basketball, and hole got in the shoe. Right, guy worn it out. So my mom said, "Oh no," she saw it. She's like, "Oh no, we can't do this." And it wasn't a Jordan, so it was probably like a Nike, Man, she took me right to Payless. I had to get that Young Pro wing.
Had to, man.
I was like, no. Yo, that was like, boy, you need a shoe. And man, I had to rock them Pro wings for a couple weeks, man.
Yeah, dude, you gotta do it. Because again, we've talked about articles where the youth of today are less brand conscious. They're actually more thrifty. Like, you see how these kids be dressing. They be like grabbing shirts out of the garbage and look like and throw some earrings, then throw some like $1 million earrings on it. It's like, that shit look. It's like we had to have a whole fit. Like you couldn't cross brands. Like even still to this day, Chase got this Adidas joint. We got some Nikes. He throw it on. I'm like, I've been cringing like, sorry, son. Ooh, you can't do that, man. I got to buy some Adidas, ain't I? You know what I'm saying? It was like, everybody out here broke. But I got a whole Jinko fit. Burgundy down.
Jinko.
Hey, man. Shout out to 930 commercial, man. They had me laced. Dude, I had a button down that had four quadrants, just a big old bright yellow, mustard, purple. Love that shirt. I still look at. I got let me find a picture, send it to Sarah. Like that's 13-year-old me. You can tell I had a box and my multicolored print joint. 930 commercial, man.
Man.
No. Those were again, my boys didn't even care about. Well, they care a little bit about their clothes like that, but not. I was trying to like coordinate.
Right.
I think it's just a different time and different kids, man. I think, maybe it's for the better. They're worried about other stuff. So that's that, man.
Absolutely.
But all that to say, make sure you check out the Easy Smoking GM podcast wherever you get your podcast.
Bulls big win tonight.
Oh yeah. Man, shout out to the Bulls. What, 6 points to 6 seconds?
Yeah.
Against LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I guess so. As you can tell, we all played with the episode. So I thought the whole Stephen A. LeBron thing was done. Then I see LeBron and Pat McAfee, and then Stephen A's like, he just swung on me.
I would have swung on him. Shut up, man.
No, he wouldn't doubt. Let's stop it right now. And then I believe it's a hoax. I believe, LeBron is good for he ain't been in the news a lot. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff looking there. He just wanted to be talked about for a little bit. That's all. And the Bulls ruined this tour, man. That's that. So I think that's what it was. Because it's like, is it a big story? I mean, I guess, Stephen A. gonna talk about that. That's legit his job. But for LeBron to kind of keep fanning the flames, like, come on, you don't need this, man. But I guess it's slow time in the NBA, and they, worried about March Madness. We needed something to connect us back to the league before the playoffs start. But yes, Steph hurt. People hurt because
everybody loves drama.
Yeah, you watching the tournament at all?
The what?
The tournament. Have you been watching the tournament?
I watched a little bit. Sorry, I watched a little bit last week. I didn't watch. Sweet 16 started tonight. Yeah. I got it on in the background right now.
Is Duke up? Is Duke winning? Can you
tell? They got a game. 89-83 with 2:10 to play.
Okay,
Duke, Arizona.
That's a little tight.
And I got the Arkansas Texas Tech game on right now. But yeah, it's been an interesting tournament. No mid majors left in the tournament. It's all blue bloods, all Power 5, so it's Power 4s.
I heard Bill Simmons was saying this is like women's college basketball. Like the men's game is not like the women's, where it's like always everybody to the end. Yo, you saw Juju Watkins tear ACL, man.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, that sucks.
I mean, the only positive thing is that she's still pretty much going to play 2 more years, so she can at least get stronger before the WNBA and still make her bread. She making her bread now.
Hey, the way medicine is now, she'll be all right.
Hope so, because didn't Paige Buchers get a tear ACL?
This I'm not sure.
But I know she had a very bad knee injury. Now she's back in.
She's back. Yeah. She'll be all right.
Nothing. Yeah. So shout out to them. But again, make sure you check out the Easy Smoking GM podcast wherever you get your podcast, especially on Spotify, bro. Bob's your uncle. So before we get moving any further, want to shout out Dr. Williams. He had a birthday this week, man. So shout out to you, big bro. I sent him a text. I'm telling him I love him. Just happy for him. And I know he's a fan favorite of the pod.
What did he read for his birthday?
Yeah, who knows, man? He probably read War and Peace for the 3rd time. You know what I'm saying? I always read on my birthday. I mean, I'm sure he does something like that, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm nervous to have him on because I ain't got through the books. It's like, dude, I got a whole. This is like a class. I haven't got through these books, man.
Well, he is a professor, man. You got,
Well, I know, man, but now he's one of the most brilliant people I've ever known. I've been knowing him. Well, I should say he's known me my entire life. He knew me before I knew him. You know what I'm saying? There's a funny story, like when he was younger and he was playing ball. Because again, I mentioned his name. He got the name World, but he was very good at basketball. Like he was like known for being like nice. And so so they call him all around the world. I think that's what it was. They shortened it to World. And so like he was playing the ball one day.
That's a great nickname.
And dude.
Oh man. They call you World.
And then you must be nice. Yeah, calling you World, okay? Like, and across the city, dog. Like that was just, and so like even my niece for a long time was known as World's daughter. It wasn't even like Dwayne. It was World's daughter. And people, she met somebody was like, "Are you World's daughter?" She's like, "I am." And then the guy was like, he was like, "The greatest I ever seen." It's wow. Like he was that nice. It's crazy. I mean, I know it's hard to believe when you see him just Mr. Politics, but he was nice. I asked him once, did he still watch basketball? He was like, nah, not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, because even shout out to Broski. Broski was nice in high school.
He was.
And then, he just he had a little accident but then he stopped playing. I don't think he really enjoyed basketball like that anymore. That's weird. Like I feel like those guys who maybe were really nice in high school, but for
Yeah,
whatever
I
reason,
wouldn't I
didn't
wouldn't
do it.
understand. That's why I like football so much, man. Because I was never, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I was just good.
So you're happy to be. So you say, I think maybe it's just probably because they can see the dreams, and maybe it's easier to
I knew that
leave
was
them
the
alone. I don't know. I listen. If I was that nice, I'd be at the Y making $200. I'll tell you that much. I'm saying, my white man can't jump thing, man.
What was I was gonna say? What was Wesley Snipes' name in Sydney? What was his name?
So we had to do the draft.
Sydney.
Got to do the draft. Got to do the draft.
Sydney Dean. Sydney Dean.
Sydney Dean.
Sydney Dean.
Billy, what was it was Billy Ho?
Billy Hoyle.
Billy Hoyle. That's what it was.
But they called him Billy Ho.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's the whole part I remember. But shout out to Dr. Williams, man. Happy birthday to you, man. You made, again, the show is what it is because of your influence to us and everything you add to the show, man. So we really appreciate you, sir. So happy birthday. I hit him already, but again, I want to make sure that we thank him publicly. So as I asked you about this before we started recording, because I want you to know, did you know that Buffalo Wild Wings got sued by a gentleman, actually a Chicago area man.
It would be a Chicago guy soon.
Yeah, and I said I was like, man, Chicago guys are weird. That's we are, because
what is he being sued for? What are they being sued
for? So this was back in March 2023. This guy said he sued Buffalo Wild Wings because their boneless chicken was actually made of chicken breast, and so technically it wasn't a wing, and so he wanted to sue them for that. Yeah, man. Yeah. So they threw this out, man. So while the name may suggest otherwise, this is from NPR. It's from July.
I could see if it was fake chicken, right?
Right. And I know sometimes people say that a lot about chicken tenders aren't real chicken, but it's like they're just chicken breasts cut up and then fried accordingly. But it says the 4-3 verdict was decided against Michael Berkheimer, a patron who filed
4-3. So there were 3 judges that said
it's like, I think he has something.
Wow.
Who filed the suit against the restaurant and its chicken suppliers in 2017. I'm sorry. After swallowing so here's what it is. After swallowing a bone from what was marketed as boneless wing. Now that's a different problem. Now, if you got a boneless wing and had a bone in it, you should
that's
a different suit. You set this up wrong, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the wrong premise here.
Because I wasn't expecting a bone there, and all of a sudden
this should be assault. This should be a murder case.
I'm with that.
This should be a murder case. It's like, hey, they tried to kill me or put the bone in my boneless wing. This is a conspiracy. This is a RICO case.
Oh, man.
It's like they boneless or not, man. But I just thought it was crazy because when people put anything in court, you know what I'm saying? I know the judge was like, I couldn't get on the case.
Well,
I hate the district.
Clearly, three of the judges said that it was valid.
Hey man, that's why stuff was always tricky, man. But Berkheimer was a regular at Wings on Brookwood, a chicken wing restaurant in Hamilton, Ohio. Okay. The day after feeling ill from a meal in 2016, Berkheimer went to the emergency room where doctors found a bone lodged in his esophagus.
That's not good.
The thin 1 3/8 inch bone tore his esophagus, which got infected and led to 2 surgeries. But this don't make me want no boneless wings. His lawsuit claimed that the restaurant and the supplier were negligent in failing to warn him that the boneless could contain bones. See, he had a different case.
He did, but I mean, you still got to chew your food, man.
I guess this thing, he just popped them in.
He just popped them in and just swallowed. Pause,
Caught yourself.
I sure did.
Right, man. As we got senses, popped it in, swallow. Whoa, okay, man.
Boss, yes.
Listen, why is so funny, Dad? Don't worry about it.
That's why I don't put Safe for Kids on this podcast, man.
Very true.
Yes.
But that was wild. I thought it was a hilarious story because I was just like, what? Is this a real thing? But yeah, man, check this out. NPR. This article was July 24, 2024. So again, if you got to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to tell them make it like boneless for real, right? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like
I don't know why you get boneless wings anyway.
So I knew he was gonna say that. I get boneless wings.
No, it's not. No, I
do. I know. Hey, call me 12. I don't care. I get boneless wings. I mean, it's just
that's what the flavor is.
Okay. I mean, you know, I'm not saying you're wrong. I mean, listen, when I'm at family night, I eat wings off the bone, but sometimes I feel like a boneless wing, it's like I'm done. I guess it's like all these wings collected in a basket feel like a graveyard to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've just killed all these things. It's like I got all these boneless wings. Hey man, knock about 10 of those.
Hey, them chickens, they wasn't sweating that, man.
You know what? I thought about a chicken. I thought about a chicken one day. This might make me go vegan. I was like, you know, you eat a leg. It's like if somebody just took your leg and fried it. You know what I'm saying? Like all the muscle and skin. Well, that's literally what eating chicken is. I'm still gonna eat a chicken. I was like, you know what I'm saying? You ever think about that? Like, they just took your whole leg.
I haven't thought about that.
Just ripped your leg off, cleaned it off, put some flour on it, and threw it in a vat of grease. You know, and there's all the muscle, all the everything.
At what point did we as human beings say that we needed
now we cooking? Now you in Rob Head's face.
I feel you there. I feel you there.
Because I'm trying to think who said, you know what would be good?
Let's kill that cow right there.
Right there. And listen, not like just like cut all up in it, right? And get all that. Mash it up and then give you a burger. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Hey man, this stuff make it go vegan. I think the key to enjoying meat is like you don't think about it.
I mean, whoever it was actually had a great idea because man, I enjoy a hamburger every once in a while.
And ain't nothing like a good piece of chicken. Like when that chicken really, really headshot to my mama. Like when it really, it's like, yo, it's amazing. But you pull a wing apart, you like, that's a real like body part.
Yeah.
And I'm just knocking back.
That's a tendon right there.
Yeah, man. So again, it's like if somebody took your whole leg, you know, sauteed it up, you know, called out, said 20 minutes before Ed's leg is ready. You know what I'm saying?
There are people that do that, that did that.
Did you what? Oh, cannibals? I mean,
yeah.
Wait a minute, whoa. Cannibals be seasoning? They be seasoning?
I'm sure they wasn't just eating them, were they?
I feel like cannibalism.
Not that I would know.
So, I mean, you know, you sounded like you had firsthand knowledge.
That's the reason I wouldn't know about that. But
that's the only reason I want to double check. But it's just like I feel like being a cannibal is so barbaric to then grab seasoning salt, meaning that we've got to a place where it has been normalized to say like, because I feel like a cannibal is like you in a jam. I'm hungry. You're here. It's just me and you. Nobody will know that I've eaten your fingers. And then I gotta.
Well, no. Right? See, I'm not thinking about like in you know today's time. I'm thinking about thousands of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they did that to, you know, to feed the clan. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
So not just like some crazy guy that, you know. I'm not talking about Dahmer here. You know, I'm talking about.
For the family.
Yeah, for the family. We killed this guy.
Hey, Uncle Ray did this for us. It makes it be a lesson. Drink water. Because
I think that's more what I'm talking about here.
Pause. Uncle Ray don't taste the same. Phrasing. This, yikes.
We've gone way out. What are we talking about here?
I don't know. I mean, we just off the board now.
Jesus.
Happy birthday, Dr. Williams. Yikes.
Oh man, segue.
Hey, you know what I mean? You've been cooking. So okay, here we go, Ed. Speaking of old stuff back in the day, Breakfast Club, you've seen that movie before, right?
I sure have. I've seen it many times. I actually had an assignment in class on the Breakfast Club.
Really?
Yeah, college, in speech class.
Man, I don't know if I ever told you in college we had one study. We had to watch it was a class. It was slavery and film. That's what it was.
And for the whole film, okay.
Yeah, for the whole summer, you know, we saw all of these like pretty much like movies about slavery and racism coming up. Like we saw Gone with the Wind. We saw, but what blew me was Mandingo. Like that movie was disturbing. Have you ever heard of this movie, Mandingo?
No.
Yeah, it's disturbing. Like I don't even really want to talk about it.
It's about like enslaving the Mandingo tribe, or
well, I guess it's been out. So spoiler warning. Not see.
I don't think you're gonna spoil it. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think nobody gonna see it. I mean,
yeah.
essentially, it was about like how they used to make the strongest black men fight like that for sport. It was this whole sport.
Oh
like,
yeah.
And the stronger man, he was a Mandingo. But it was like, it was this whole struggle of like they know they're killing another enslaved person. They don't want to do it, but it's like if I don't do it, I die.
Oh, that's Django got into that subject.
Yeah. And so, but I mean, this was a wild movie, man. But I guess back to Breakfast Club. We are really on tangents today. We both tired or we ready to rock and roll. But it is the 40th March 24th was the 40th anniversary of the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
I remember seeing it, younger, you're younger than high school. So we were like elementary school, but going like, oh, that's what the high school vibe is like. There's a jock, or there's a nerd, there's the sweet girl, and there's the bad boy, and I forgot the other person, right?
The outcast
right,
girl.
There we go. Like there are these archetypes of high school, and mostly like every film kind of after that kind of does that right there. You got to have a jock, got to have the pretty girl, all that stuff. And I mean, because high school, I really think is, because I always say this all the time, elementary school is worse. I feel like high school, you think it's like where you get picked on, but I think that's the place you find your people, where you figure out like, at the next level, I want to be more like this, or you find out we all love Dungeons and Dragons. We cool. We just gonna stay away from them over there. We gonna sit. This is where we sit. This is where we hang, and we cool. And you might cross, and the pretty girl at school you might have a math class where they just like, oh my God, she and I sit next to each other. But I thought the Breakfast Club, man, it's just still a classic movie. And you ever heard of a Two Chairs in a Box? Ever heard of that?
No.
So at Williams, they had these things called Two Chairs in a Box, where people would make plays or write plays using only two chairs in a box as a prop. So it was interesting. So sometimes they use it as a table. Sometimes they maybe like make the chair, flip it over and make it a car. Sometimes they take everything out, right? But you could only use two chairs in a box. Okay. And the reason I bring it up is because I always like stuff that deals with like, one set or one area, right? And the whole movie or play is just about this room. Like you're not depending upon another set, whatever. It's like all the magic is happening in this one space. I feel like that's what Breakfast Club was so cool, because all this stuff was going on.
Yeah, it was all in the library, right?
In the library, right? And I mean, it's just what other hijinks can they get into in this little library? This is pretty nuts, man. But it's funny how you watch that, you're like, I want to get in trouble too, until you get in trouble and you gotta go. I've been in detention before. I don't know if you've been in detention.
3 times. I had detention 3 times in high school.
Yeah, I got for being late one day.
I had two for being late at Mount Carmel, and then I had one for
eating somebody's leg.
Was it a tardy? It must have been a tardy.
Okay.
I think I was late for a class.
Yeah.
And so I had to that's what it was. And I was late for football practice, so I got in even more trouble.
Dang. Oh, because of detention?
Because so I was like 2 minutes late for football practice. Though I did the smart thing. I got dressed before detention for practice, since I was in my pads in detention.
And
then
I guess they weren't tripping on it. It was like, well, okay, he's trying to get to practice.
Yeah. Well, there was one, the way Kenwood worked. I got out after 7th period. There was still 8th period to go, so I got dressed during 8th period. And then, not that even matters, but 3 times in detention. We're going way off here. No one needs to know that. No one cares to know that.
I mean, I get my detention was late. I think my senior year, I probably just late more than ever, just cutting it close. I don't know what was going on. I think it's just, you're senior, you ready to get out of there.
So it's called, you kind of jug, right?
Yeah.
Jug. That's what we had in Mount Carmel. Justice
on the God. Yeah. You just in there like, I cannot believe. Now I will say that was a good thing about our heyday. I don't think my parents even knew I had detention, because we just came home when we came home. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they were tracking us with our phones, or why you late, why you on the bus, at this time you should be here. It was like, hey, are you home? Great. take this outside or leave me alone, or are they even home? You know, it's like they gone somewhere, man. So you had some leeway.
But I feel like for us though, I think it was you scheduled it.
Your jug?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think I
It
remember.
wasn't like I was late for class. I had to have jug that day. It was
Yeah,
like, okay, you're late for class. It was like a sentencing
it's
almost.
like when's
And they
your
would say,
jug is on
okay,
this date.
your
Yeah,
jug is gonna be on Tuesday of next week.
I don't even remember. I mean, I just remember being there thinking like, this can never happen again. I got to be early. I am Robert Griggs. My parents
So
would kill me if they knew I was up in here right now.
I found out the jug wasn't really that bad because the teacher didn't care. They just were getting paid, I guess, extra to sit and jug, or maybe they weren't getting paid extra.
Yeah, no, they hated your guts. It was like, just we all want to get up out of
This is
here. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like I ain't trying to be here with y'all. I had stuff to do with you, because I imagine if nobody has jug, they can go home. Like, you know, it's
yeah.
like anything. It's like, you know, this is your turn to do jug this week. All
So
right, I
we
don't bring no
literally
kids
just
in
sat in
there.
there quiet. If you want to do
Yeah,
your homework, do your homework. And
didn't
so I
work out.
thought it was cool. I was like,
You was
okay.
like, hey, give
It's
me
like,
jug next
yeah, I'll
week.
take jug.
No, for real.
The only reason I was mad at Kimwood when I had detention was because I had practice and I was like, oh, if I'm late for practice, I'm gonna get the paddle. And then, that's what yeah.
You got a paddle in high school?
Yeah. So
Man, dog.
so
Man.
my coach was a was an old school D9 guy. Let's say that. I'm not gonna say what fraternity he was a part
Mm.
of. But yeah, he had a paddle, with his frat letters on it, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Shout out to
if you did wrong, you got the paddle. So yeah,
man.
I got the
Man.
paddle.
Yeah, see, they had the paddle in my grammar school. Shout out to Mr. Watson. It's like he was, and I think back on it, he was like one of the only male teachers in the building. So whenever anybody got in trouble, he just had the paddle with it. It was like, you know, you want to go see Mr. Watson. Kids coming, excuse me, come on, kids. Wop, wop, wop. So go back to page number 3. He was whooping kids left and right.
And the paddle
So
hurt, man.
yeah, listen, and then so again.
And he had one paddle that had the holes in it.
Ooh, I
And
heard
you,
yeah.
and yeah, I mean, you can't get away with that now.
Bro, they would sue the school. You would be on you would be on CNN. Okay, like,
these kids are wussified now, man. We got
but
the paddle and
okay, we were talking about this to a degree. There are pros and cons to both, because I'm pro it, because it does make you like
I tell you what, I wasn't late no more.
because it is a deterrent. It's like, you don't want this anymore, right? But I think again, balance has been the word of the week. What I have always said, and what I try to do with the shoe marks is, this is why this is happening. This is why this deterrent is coming your way. You know what I'm saying? Because there were even times like, it's like, but I really wasn't doing. You get like life, you get a death sentence every time something happens. Like, no, I just forgot to put the juice. Please just talk. I will tell you what happened. But to your point, never did it again.
Never did it again. No lordy.
Yeah, so actually, I take back what I said. Shout out to the parents.
Yeah.
Y'all knew what y'all was doing. We soft on these kids.
That's real.
Man. Well, yeah, check out the Breakfast Club. I guess I don't know where it's streaming. I'm sure
it's everywhere.
Anniversary.
Man.
I'm sure it's you can get on Prime for like $1.
Who did you see yourself? Who you know what I'm trying to say here? I'm tired.
I knew you were going with it. I don't know, man. Because
who did you see yourself as?
I wasn't the outcast guy. I mean, I don't think I was the. See, I think it's funny. I didn't see myself in it. I could be objective, because it's like, I wasn't necessarily like a jock like that. He was sports crazy. I wasn't a nerd, but I wasn't the dude. You know what I'm saying? That was just like being so unruly to the teacher that it's like, why you here? You live in detention. You ain't got nowhere to go after school. That's why you come here, man. How about you? The jock?
I saw partially.
Mm-hmm.
Freshman, sophomore me would say the nerd.
Mm.
And then junior, senior me would say the jock.
Okay.
With still a little with the nerd in me, but
yeah,
I was accepted by the jocks.
And then
later on,
then you grew 7 inches.
Right. Well, that's what it goes back. Yeah, I grew 7 inches in 1 year.
Yeah.
And yeah, even though I was playing sports, before that, the size that came with that made me a better athlete. So I projected the jock after that, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. So you became a jock just by certain, just like, you know what, I fit the jock profile now.
Right, exactly.
Physically.
Exactly.
So now I and you watched it from afar. So now it's like, so, you know, it's funny you say that because I will say this, and because again, talk about middle school stuff, because I remember middle school wasn't I didn't like middle school. I was chubby. I'm gonna send some pictures. I was chubby in middle school. Like the girl.
I got
Oh
that.
God, fifth and sixth grade and seventh grade. I mean, big old cheeks.
Yeah.
Just my hair it just was all bad. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, the girls I would love just dreaming about. Hey, so and so, shut up, fat boy. Oh my God. So when I got taller, to your point, I knew exactly what to do to be cool because I watched everybody. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I was like, don't let me get tall. Y'all better hope I don't get tall. Now I know exactly what to do, how to be. Yeah.
And then I also, as becoming the jock, I knew about the nerd geek. And so I would do my best to try to look out for said person after that, you know.
Same way. It's like I knew how it felt to be like not ignore is the wrong word, but like to feel like on the outside.
Yeah.
It's like so I'm big on like including like even now, every job I've ever had, man, I do a walkthrough, right? And it's like, you know, I go to everybody. If it's like, you know, say we on the same floor, and I don't know how it happens, but naturally I end up going around to everybody desk. I got like a little handshake at everybody. Like it's one lady in particular at my job, and I don't know how we started doing this. I high five. It's like the most aggressive high five in the world. She'll stand up and it's like, Briggs, wow, and then we just keep rolling. It's like, you know, I do this because I remember when in grammar school just being like, you know, I was a smart kid, and I knew, you know, I knew people, but it was like I'm not one of the cool kids, you know what I'm saying? And so I knew how that felt. So I always wanting that. So to this point, everybody's cool, right? When you know, if you're with me, everybody's in the front door, everybody cool, everybody's having a good time. Because you know, because that's a lot of it is people just trying to, even when you think about the movie itself, you know, everybody has their own insecurities. And you're trying, but some people just know how to either get over them faster or hide them better, right? That's really the name of the game. But when you understand, everybody got something they're concerned about. They don't want you to see or understand. And it's funny. The real key is learning is just to accept them. Like, all right, I got a thing about X, Y, and Z. Okay, you know, you don't act like it's not a thing. You just know this is my thing. Let me deal with it, and I can rock and roll, right? So I think that's the thing about high school too, and the movie kind of reflects. It's like you think you know so much at that age, and it's like you only know like if it's a whole picture, you only know this little section of the picture. Like I thought I knew everything in high school. When I think back on the stuff I was doing in high school, I thought I was an adult, and I was out here driving with my pants on fire. You know what I'm saying? Just like this, I am out of control. You know what I'm saying? Like you need guidance. Relax, Playboy. Man, praying for the youth. Jeez. But yeah, go find Breakfast Club. We really potting today. I mean, you know, Tangent City. That's the name of the episode, man. There we go. So before we get out of here, a couple more things. We'll talk about that next time. So we're gonna do it in the 90s this week. Here we go.
I'm born into the 90s. Come on.
All right. So this week's in the 90s, and you and I have talked about this before, and I thought it was pretty cool to bring this up again. But you know, one big thing I remember, you know, we're both big music people, and the biggest thing about music was music release Tuesday. Remember those days?
Oh like, man, that's the best.
Man, what was your store? What store did you?
Coconuts, and Dr. Wax.
Well, I was Tower Records, and shout out to Circuit City. That's so you can find me. When I was working for Vibe, that's posted, and that's early 2000s. I was in Virgin Records because they used to have the headphones so you could listen to the album. But it was like
everybody had those. You could.
But I mean,
Coconuts had that.
It was really nice. Wait, where was the Coconuts?
On 53rd Street in Hyde Park.
Oh, so you know you're Hyde Park. You know, I was further south.
Yeah,
but I had to, you know,
it's actually where Coconuts was where. Damn, what's there now? Oh, you know, Silver Room.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
got it.
It was Silver Room, and then part of what is now the Sweet Green, the salad spot.
Yeah.
That was Coconuts.
Man, it's because you used to go up the stairs to the thing, right?
Well, no, that's Dr. Wax.
That's Dr. Wax. Okay,
that's Dr. Wax.
Got it.
Coconuts, because Dr. Wax was in Harper's court.
Yeah, or parking lot used to be. Yeah.
Right. And then the store was actually on 53rd, the corner of 53rd and Harper.
Mm.
So the entrance of the store was where the Silver Room is now.
Got you.
But it had all that real estate from the corner back to where Silver Room is.
Yeah. And see, and music was different. Even when Darren and I, shout out to Sheezy, we had the radio show in college. Like I would go to the local record store on Tuesday because I would use my Vibe magazine and go, all right, what's coming out, right? And let me keep track of this. And then I would go pay. They was taxing us. As I'm paying $17, $18 for this. I was like, I know this $9.99 at Circuit City.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But it's like, but I can't tell my mother to send me, this expletive laden CD. So I guess I got to pay the piper. And I couldn't get to the mall. The mall was 30 minutes away, and I had no car. So I guess they getting me.
They got you, college kids.
They was sticking me. It was like, yeah.
You didn't have no choice.
Bro, they had like 5 copies. It's like, so you had to get there Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm out. And we go right to the radio show, playing. And that was cool, man. But I looked up why it was on Tuesday. Because, now the thing is the whole new music release, whole thing. So this is from Google and the AI overview. Shout out to Allen Iverson. So it's a mixture of stuff from NPR, Wikipedia, that variety. So in the U.S., new music releases used to be on Tuesdays, but the industry shifted to Fridays. So in the pre-digital area, when music was primarily physical, the music industry standardized Tuesday as the release day in the U.S. to ensure all retailers received new inventory and could start selling albums at the same time. This was done to level the playing field and avoid situations where some stores got releases later than others. So
they would get the shipment in.
Right. But this is the day.
They expected everyone to have it in by Tuesday.
Yeah, back people were fair. And that's something like, okay,
that makes
this is
sense.
Good for everybody. Because if you knew a store was getting it on Monday, you just go there.
Right.
And call it a day. So the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, IFPI, spearheaded the shift to Friday releases, aiming to combat music piracy and create a global standard for music releases. So why Friday? Again, they determined that by consolidating release dates globally on Fridays, it would be harder for people to pirate music, as fans would have to wait for the official release date rather than potentially listen to a pirated copy that was released earlier in other markets. So I guess
that didn't work.
Not at all. But the digital age, again, that changed a lot of it. But I saw another thing about Beyonce had an effect on this change as well, because she, I think, was one of the first people to drop an album on a Friday in 2013. I remember which album it is. And it was like, I do remember that happened. I don't know if you remember this. It was like stuff was coming out Tuesday-ish. She dropped the joint on Friday. And it was like, that was the whole weekend, everybody was talking about that particular album. Let me find this article. But yeah,
they were still, wait a minute. I guess I haven't really paid attention in the last 15 years and when music's coming out.
Yeah, it's Friday. It's usually Friday. Friday midnight. They said Friday midnight.
I just thought it was arbitrary now.
But it is a time. So okay, here we go. So Beyonce's self-titled album, released on a Friday in December 2013, was a pivotal moment that shifted the music industry standard release date from Tuesday to Friday, as it demonstrated the success of releasing music on a Friday, which allowed listeners more time to enjoy the music over the weekend. Yeah, man. I think this is the one with Drunken Love, I think, on there. Okay. Yeah, I remember when because I think, Beyonce stopped all of a sudden just forgot about the rules. Like, you used to have a whole lead up to when the album was coming out. Like, you got to go on TRL, and man, shout out to TRL, shout out to One Central Park. That was a time where you seeing videos, they prep you for the album's coming out next Tuesday. Get ready for it when it drops. It's a whole shout out to Bow Wow. he would just have a whole week on 106 Park. You know, I wasn't buying the records, but it's like, hey, shout out to the promotional campaign, man. I gotta love it. But
yeah, Tuesdays, man. High school, mom would give me $5 a day for lunch, right?
Okay. So you
we had off campus lunch, so I could go to. Hope she's not listening. I could go to Burger King and get me a Whopper for $1.
You'll come see you, dog. Yeah.
I can get a Whopper for $1 and save me $3 every day, right? Get a drink, you know, it was cheaper than that. Save $3 every day, and by next Tuesday, I got enough for the next album. Yeah.
Now, what I miss though are the singles. Like that would be on a tape.
Remember, and singles was only $2.
Listen, dog, because you would get the single, the radio version,
the remix,
the album version, the instrumental, and I mean, because I know I told my MC Breeze story on the pod until again. It's like I had Gotta Get Mine on the single. That was my jam, MC Breeze and Pac, and I'm playing the single on the tape in the crib. I got the clean version going because I'm not stupid. I don't do this in Bob Gregg's house. But he said, son, I need you to do something for me outside. Cool. So I go outside, I go, I forgot to turn it off. And the album version came on. And I was like, and I heard him fiddling with it, clicking it. I was like, oh, I'm set up. I happened to sneak in there in time to rewind it to the clean version. So we tried to Columbo me and say, is this what you listen to in my house? Click. What do you mean? What do you mean, kind sir? This clean version that you're playing right now, but yeah, man, I miss those more than anything out of the singles because it's like you really got
you could come up on the single, and most times, sometimes, like I said, the remixes were better than the version on the album.
Yeah, you know, it's a person we can't talk about, but he had all the remixes and the singles was busting. So it's like it was like, yo, every time he come out with another one, it's like I got all the singles, man. What are we doing? And you know, and the singles were good for, you know, when you record your message on your voicemail. Like, you know, you had an instrumental playing, you could talk over it with ease.
Oh yeah, and then
you know what I'm saying? Like,
take the volume down a little bit.
Hey, this is Rob. You know, I'm probably out here living the best life I can. Make sure you call me back. And I'm at my mama and daddy's house drinking their orange juice. You know what I'm saying? Those were the days.
I had one in college where everybody said it was too long.
What were you doing?
It was sports stats? It was like a skit.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Please stop this.
I remember once I was asking a girl to homecoming in high school. I had Hey Lover in the background playing, but she couldn't hear what I was saying because I had a little going too loud. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She's like, I can't hear you. I was like, oh, my bad. You go to homecoming with me? All right.
Oh, man.
Oh, those were the days, man. Listen, we had a blast in life. You know what I mean? But
that's funny.
I'm listening to this audiobook called Abundance. I do want to make sure we're not doing this. I know we talk about, we in the 90s is more nostalgic more than anything else. And this book Abundance, though, was talking. It's the guy who Derek Thompson. He's one of the authors. He's on a podcast, one of my favorite podcasts, Plain English. And the book, some parts of the book talks about just how we as the world live in a world of scarcity, right? Where it's like we're scratching at, we don't have enough, like housing, food, eggs, right? But the world was the United States, I should say, was built on abundance. You come here to gain more things. And he said a lot of times, what the difference between people that before us and now is that people had more hope for the future. They saw more in the possibilities of what could be. And now, and it said, and the book is saying now we're more about, we want to go back to this golden age. We're not thinking about what the future could look like, right? Okay, this is where we are now. What could it be? It's more like, let's get back to what we had. And I thought that was an interesting premise, right? And I think a lot of times, even when we're talking about the past and what we loved about it, I just want to encourage and remind everybody, let's think about the future too as well. Like, because I think it's good to celebrate what we did, all the fun we have, but just wanted to put that plug in there for people. Because that really hit me. Like, how often am I thinking about on some those were the days type thing versus thinking like, what could the future look like? Like what possible? Because think about like, because they made us that I'm butchering the numbers, but it's like between a certain period previous here too, there was so like they say you drop a guy off from was it the 20s or 30s or something to like the 70s or 80s, his whole world changes. But you do that sound now for a person that's 30 years ago, the world's kind of similar. Like it's not, there have been inventions and stuff made, but people are still trying to live in some like guided past. I mean, even look at the Make America Great Again. It's like, why are we going back? Because it wasn't great. If we, if we all know this, but what about the future? Like that should be our main focus, man. So, but we still celebrate. I think just still celebrating the past while acknowledging that there's some possibilities out there in the future. Because again, maybe there's a new way. Because I feel like streaming now and the way music is released now, it benefits the artists because they got a little bit more control. They can get it to the streets. The label was the big heavy. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they squashed a lot of careers of people. I'm sure it's songs that we'll never hear because the label is still mad, and it's like the artist is dying inside because their best album is on a shelf.
And they just sat on it.
It's like, you think you love this one? Like, you think you like this record? Wait till you hear the one the record label let go. But I think also the other part of it is, I think the other side of it is, now music is just released. Just when it's, I see somebody with an album out, 3 months later, another album, like, those two can't be that. They can't be good. You just put stuff on a record. And now the music isn't, the music, like Michael Jackson would come out with an album, be like 5 years in between it. R. Kelly come out 3-5 years. Anybody, it's like, whoa, they've been working on this for 4 or 5 years. This got to be a big deal. Now it's like they was in the studio like, I make 100 songs. 100, bro? I'm sure 90 of those are trash. Because I hear some of my voice notes of songs I make. It's like I just delete them like, oh, can't nobody even find these. Oh God, these are horrible. I got 3 gems. I got 3 Grammys on me, right? But that's something to think about. But that's in the 90s today. Music release Tuesday. I'm sure you can think about it. Let us know your favorite record store for music release again. Ed's Coconuts, Dr. Wax, Our Circuit City, and Tower Records. Tower Records when I was out in high school because I could take the number 60 bus, drop off right up behind Jackson, and run right to Tower Records real quick. Got about 3 or 4 albums. Yo, I never in college, man. When Shake Your Ass came out. And but I ain't had no money, so I had to ask my mother, could you buy the CD for me? Like a dummy, I didn't say, can you give me the money? I said, can you put this in the basket? And she put it in the basket. She picked up like, shake your what? Shake your what? Huh? What's up?
Was that actually the album?
Yeah, well, so because again, that's when sometimes it'll be clean, it'll be dirty. So I think that's all they had. I was like, but it's right there. Oh, I'll take the L. She'd be like, my guy had $20. She would have gave me 20, no problem. I was like, I'm throwing the basket. She's like, I'm not buying that. Go put the bag. I had to go listen in the club.
Wait, that was 99, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Again, I had a bread in my pocket. I was busted, man. I had a bread.
You should have said, "Ma, I'm a grown man."
Hey, listen. I guess
I can choose to listen to whatever I want.
I looked at my situation. She drove me to the store.
I had no choice.
I had no choice. What should we do? You right. Facts. And let me go make something of myself.
Yeah,
let me go make some of myself. Yeah, you understand? So I can buy the music I want to listen to. Keep checking out.
You should have told her, but the beat is crazy.
Yeah, oh God, that's the last she you want to beat her. I'll beat you. I can hear it right now. Put this back.
It's the Neptunes.
So okay. It's like, I don't care if it's Saturn. I don't care if it's Mars. I know her. She wouldn't have raised her voice now one bit. I was like, I'm cool. Just
go ahead.
I'll figure out another way.
That's funny.
Yo, what was that record store? And my sister Zan, she used to work downtown City Hall, and there was a record store right behind on Washington. It was a really big. I used to love visiting her downtown because she would just like go. I was going on Tuesday, and she'd go, let's go to this record store, and she just would buy me all.
Washington and what?
It was like between LaSalle and Wells.
I don't remember that.
I had to call her. I mean, it's like they had all kind of. That's where I used to get all my singles from. They had everything in there, man. I'll call Zan. I'm gonna call Zan tomorrow. She'll know exactly what the record store is. But thank you for checking out the Tangent episode of the Super Duper Podcast. What was it? Tangent City. Hey man, but this is what podcasting is. We cooking it. We 5 years in. You know what I'm saying? We this is all we do now. What it is.
We're talking about apps.
Yeah, growing 7 inches, phrasing
7 inches, cannibalism.
Girl, he grew 7 inches. Yeah, the cannibalism one, that's the one. That's just like, but again, the leg being cooked, that's just what a chicken leg is a leg that's being
never thought about that.
Hey, it is. So I mean, I know y'all ain't gonna stop some of y'all. Ain't stopping me either. But thank you for checking out the Super Duper Pod. We do not take your listens lightly. Make sure you follow us on all socials, SUPADUPAPOD, and also on YouTube at HP53 Productions. Also, make sure you follow us online at hp53productions.com for our merch and additional content. As I miss anything?
Nope.
Make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. Hey, Mama. I hope you're listening to this. This is the Super Duper Podcast.
Watch yourself.
Champagne from you and I. Wait, you and I? Now that's champagne if you was I. Would you be off on this campaign? Is it suicide? If you know that bringing hope is how careers die. Or do the K stand for kamikaze? The J silent is everywhere you can feel them probably. Surely, lately, I've been up late with demons in my basement trying to get me to hate this. Life thinking I should be further and then I choke up. As soon as I got silent, then the truth spoke up. This said, how you know you ain't perfect? Let that soak up and soak in. You know how you know that you blessed? I woke up, feeling oh my God, feeling myself, know why, 'cause I woke up. That's all it takes to be great, y'all. That's all it takes.